5 Cancer Man weaknesses in love. Cancer men have many wonderful attributes to be proud of, but understanding a Cancer man's traits, including his major weaknesses, allows us to view your man in his wholeness. However, we're not here to criticize your Cancer man, as his growing limits are no worse or better than any other sign. A Cancer man's weakness is in love, as he is sensitive and also moody, which greatly affects a lot of problems in his social life. He can be possessive and has an inferiority complex because of his insecurity. Before committing to a partner, he will guard and protect his own feelings, and if you hurt him, he can be resentful. That said, we've just touched on the details about your Cancer man. If you want to get really know him, let's look at what he is like when you date him. Dating a Cancer man. Because he is a water sign, he has a lot of emotion in his heart, and he needs to feel safe enough to share it with you. He places a high value on trust and commitment, and he requires a great deal of comfort and open communication. He's a good listener and incredibly receptive, but openly expressing his own emotions isn't always easy for him, and he can keep his feelings locked up if you don't push him. He's fascinated by those who are as compassionate as he is and who have a strong knowledge of emotions. A Cancer man will open up more as you get to know him, and over time, it will be simpler to read his moods. Even if he doesn't say anything when he's upset, his body language will reflect it. A Cancer man wants nothing more than cuddling and flattery most of the time, and he doesn't require much to be content. Cancer men are, on the whole, extremely moody. He is quite sensitive, so you must be careful what you say around him, because even if no offense is intended, he will take offense. Cancer men are pessimists, therefore he believes that everyone is mocking him behind his back. His lack of self-assurance causes him to assume the worst of those around him. Cancer men are fiercely protective of those he cares about, since he is a nurturer who would go to great lengths for his loved ones. Cancer men are empaths, which means he cares profoundly about the feelings of others and he wishes for the happiness of his loved ones. In fact, he frequently prioritizes the happiness of others over his own, and will put his own wants aside in order to meet the needs of others. Cancer men demonstrate their love for their partners by providing for them, and they require someone who is okay with being pampered with presents and receiving constant attention. He won't work with someone who is too self-sufficient and someone who requires a lot of space. Cancer men are extremely clingy, and if he is forced to spend too much time apart from you, he will be unhappy. Cancer men require a lot of quality time with their partners, or in this case, you. Cancer men are one of the most passionate and loyal signs, and he would never manipulate, cheat, or mislead others. Cancer men can't take seeing their loved ones suffer and will do everything in their ability to lift others' spirits. He is more concerned with his friends and family than with himself, and he wishes to be acknowledged, despite his selflessness, because he wants to know that his efforts are appreciated. Okay, before we look at the Cancer man's weaknesses. If you've enjoyed this video so far, make sure to like and subscribe. 5 weaknesses of Cancer man in love. 1. He is sensitive. Because Cancer men are so sensitive, he frequently takes things personally or misinterprets others' words or behaviors. Even the tiniest fluctuations in someone's energy can cause a Cancer man to get concerned, so it's crucial that he expresses his thoughts rather than internalizing them and making assumptions. If you cross a line, he won't forget it, and he will probably think about it all day. Your Cancer man, who is highly sensitive and easily offended, may not allow you another chance to do him wrong once you've hurt him. Cancer men have long memories and never forget what has happened to them, but if you tread lightly and treat him with kindness, you will be rewarded with unwavering loyalty. Another thing about a Cancer man is that everything triggers an emotional response. 2. He is moody. His mood is inconsistent and is largely influenced by the surroundings and people around him, and he can experience both extremes of the mood scale at the same time. Your Cancer man can be sad and cheerful in the blink of an eye, even if he doesn't have a dual personality, and this is because of his sensitivity and emotionalism that he possesses this characteristic. If your Cancer man is not in a good emotional place, his emotional nature might turn negative, which is why he needs his alone time. He struggles with emotional regulation and is prone to mood swings, and at the same time his mood is influenced by the collective energy he is exposed to at any particular time. 3. He is possessive. He will become quite attached to his loved one if he is committed to a romantic relationship. He always feels insecure in his relationship because of his lack of security. As a result, if he sees you connect with another man, his jealousy is likely to surface. He is fragile and vulnerable, and he despises the feeling of rejection. When he falls in love with you, he will become possessive right away. So, if you want to date or are dating a Cancer man, you must first gain his trust and confidence. If he doesn't trust you or if he's just an insecure person in general, his possessive and jealous side will show. 4. He is guarded. You'll never know what's going on inside his thoughts, and that is because of his shyness and introverted characteristic, thus he will be hesitant to open up to you. It's difficult to guess what may set off his moods in the next few seconds, which makes you wonder if you really know him. He conceals his internal world to protect himself, but he believes that others are concealing things from him in order to harm him. The tendency to be secretive is an intriguing characteristic of a Cancer man's mind. He has an innate ability to understand motives and situations, which can be to his disadvantage. Cancer men want you to believe in their greatest qualities, but they are always questioning your and their own motives behind the scenes. To deal with his many facets and complexity, you must prepare yourself with patience and a strong mind. 5. He has an inferiority complex. This may not be a Cancer man's potential downside, but rather his greatest weakness. He is the type of person who willfully gives up what he is doing if he thinks it will fail, and this also helps to explain why he is insecure in love. In any relationship, he is likely to become connected too soon, making it tough to move on and accept the changes afterward. He is more likely to develop a socially anxious personality, which is defined by attempts to avoid close and social relationships with others if he has a tinge of inferiority complex. While he is sensitive to criticism, he is not outspoken about it and may even try to avoid discussing it. Cancer man's weaknesses in love. Final thoughts. The weaknesses of a Cancer man are: he is sensitive. He is moody. He is possessive. He is guarded. He has an inferiority complex. If you've enjoyed the information here and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe.